Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And tonight, we have a very special guest. This basketball head did not play ball in New York City, but played for the New York Liberty. But she represents New York to the fullest. After averaging 30 points and 15 rebounds in high school, this basketball head took her talents to Arizona State, where she was a consistent All-American. At ASU, where the Dr. Laura Milley played, yes, our own Christ the King played at Arizona State. But this basketball head right here, she dominated ASU to the point where she was drafted 4th in the first round into the newly formed WNBA. She started her career by scoring the first points in Liberty history. She is also the starting center for the first All-Star game in the WNBA. After 3 years with the Liberty, this basketball head spent the next 10 years playing overseas in Spain, Italy, France, and Japan. Now she is the head of community affairs for the New York Liberty. Help me welcome to the show, Arizona State and Liberty legend, Kim Hampton.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online. Buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Hello. How you doing?
How are you?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I know Ariella, she got to go to practice right now, right? I know she's in practice right now. So I want to start off the interview with her so she can go to practice, and then we can finish up with you. Good?
Yeah.
All right. So, Ariella, I'm at Dean Street Park, right? Where the Conrad McCray tournament is held. And I'm having a conversation with Troy Douglas and Pat Alphonse. They run the camp there. And there's a few other coaches there. We started talking about guys playing basketball, and then your name came up. And when I'm telling you what these grown men were saying about your game, that you're absolutely phenomenal and that you're an even better person.
Thank you.
Yes. So, what grade are you in?
11.
11th grade. Wow. Okay. All right. What high school do you go to?
Bishop Loughlin.
You are at Loughlin. Listen, a lot of my friends are going to be happy about that because I have a lot of friends that went to Loughlin. Yes, definitely. Including one. You probably have him on your wall. His name is James Major. He was on our show.
Wow.
Yes, James Majors went here to Bishop Loughlin. So, what do you at practice for? You're at an open run?
It's a workout that it turned to scrimmages.
Okay. When did you first fall in love with the game?
You really started liking it. Really started like 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah, probably 7th grade.
In 7th grade?
Yeah.
Hold on, you started playing basketball in 7th grade and you're like one of the top girls in the city already.
I started playing at like 5th grade. But
Okay.
But when you said, when did you fall in love with it? You know, she was around 5th and 6th grade, but then she realized her talents and started really enjoying it a lot more. So.
Wow. What was it that made you fall in love with the game? What was it that clicked for you in the 7th grade?
When I just started getting good at it, it just became fun.
Listen, that's the best part of the game, when it's fun. All right? I just want to say that I'm very proud of you I've never seen you play before. I've never met you before, but the things that I've heard about you are phenomenal. And I trust the people who will give me the information.
Yeah.
I will be down to Bishop Loughlin to watch you play this year. You can guarantee that. If they allow fans, I will be there supporting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So get back to your basketball. Hopefully you can come in on the tail end and we'll speak again.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. No problem. And also, for all of your followers, hey, everybody that's joined, I just want to say hi. I see a lot of, a few of my friends that have joined on too. Hi, everybody. So I want to let you guys know that she is playing with the Exodus AAU team this summer. And so they are going to be playing in this showdown this weekend, this Saturday at 1 p.m. at Rucker Park. And the team that they're playing against is a team from Atlanta, which is the only team that has beat them this year. And so their team, their point guard is going to South Carolina. I mean, all of their team is just stacked. And so, and Ariel's team is really good too. So I'm just saying, if you guys aren't doing anything, they're really hyping it up.
I'll be there Saturday. What time Saturday?
It starts at 1 p.m., so you might want to get there earlier, so I'm just saying. But they're hyping it up. They're flying the girls in from Atlanta. They're putting our girls and their girls up on a hotel. They, having a cookout for them. I mean, so it's just going to really, really be nice. But it's going to be some great basketball because, on Ariel's team, one of the kids is going to UConn, one was going to UCLA, North Carolina, so these are players.
I need to be in the house for sure.
Yeah.
All right. For all my people that's in the room, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see Kim clear? Because I'm getting a little fuzzy over here, but I can see you. All right. So, Kim, who introduced you to the game?
Oh, well, I would say my high school coach, kept asking I didn't start till I was a freshman in high school. And so my high school coach just asked me every day. And my brother said, I think you should play. And then one of my friends was like, Kim, we need someone to get rebounds, and I was like, what's rebounds? But it was just a collection of people that was kind of forcing me to play because everyone knew how athletic and stuff I was. So.
Yeah. Like, I seen some pictures you at Arizona State. You was ready to go. You just looked like you was ready to go. So that's awesome. Where were you born and raised?
Louisville, Kentucky. I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, I'm a little saddened by my state right now. With the whole Breonna Taylor thing. But that's where I was born and raised.
Cool. My brother, my oldest brother lives in Covington, Kentucky.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes, so salute to you, Rick.
Did you ever go visit?
Did I ever pay him a visit? No, not yet.
Okay.
But I need to. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. What was the first team was that the first team you was on in high school?
Yeah, my high school team. Yeah. And so it was, my freshman year was pretty much just learning how to play the game, just learning, how to dribble, the rules of the game. You can't stand in 3 seconds. And it was just trying to develop a shot. I was really blessed and fortunate because my high school coach, he was a guard. He was a great basketball player. He went to college on a scholarship. I mean, awesome. And I think he even played some semi-pro, but he was left-handed, and so he was a guard. And I'm left-handed, so he helped me to develop a shot. So the first thing that I learned how to do is that turnaround jump shot, and so today, you don't have to put the ball on the floor because I didn't know how to dribble well. You put the ball on the floor and the guards, they're always keep it up, keep the ball high, and stuff. So but then my sophomore year, over the summer between my freshman and sophomore year, I became a lifeguard for my summer job, and it allowed me to be in the park all summer long, and I got a chance to play with the boys all summer long, boys and men all summer long. We were playing 21, we were running, full court, we were running holes, and so it was just awesome. And then when I came back, I was starting varsity and averaging like 15 and 10, and I knew that I was going to go to college on a scholarship. I said I'm going to go to college on a scholarship, but I just saw the development. As a freshman, I mean, I was so athletic. I could grab the rim with two hands. I was the quickest person on the team, and everything. So I knew that was in the stars.
Wow, that's awesome. So at the time when you were young, who was the best player in your neighborhood, guy or girl?
Okay, so there was the school that I was scheduled to go with. The school that I was scheduled to go to in high school before we got bused was Butler High School. That was our district, and then we had to change schools. So it was a girl up the street. Her name was Valerie Owens, and she was doing it. I mean, she was one of the top players. It was like a couple players, but she was it. I mean, and they were on the news all the time. Of course, it was back in the '80s, so women's
Right.
basketball wasn't big at all. You didn't see it on television and stuff. But when the news would clip it, you would see them and they would show clips of them playing. And I was just like, wow, So it's pretty cool. And she was on our block too.
And she was a source of inspiration for you as well.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
How involved were your parents?
It's so funny. My mom wasn't involved at all. Like she would take us to practice or, do whatever. But as far as sitting in the games, she was just like, yeah, okay. But my father, he really didn't jump on the bandwagon until he started seeing, he'd read the paper in the morning before he left for work. And then he's like, Hampton scores 50, Hampton scores 30. And he's like, is this you? And I was like, what did it say?
Hold on. Like you just skipped over there like that's regular. This is not regular. Get 50 points is not regular. Like I did that one time in like a summer league.
Look,
50
57
points in a high school game?
57 actually. 57 was my high in a high school game.
These are great. Listen, we had Glenn Hagan. He played for Detroit Pistons and Boston Celtics. He said one time he averaged like 62. I was like, how do you do that?
Yeah, for real. Wow.
So they're getting 50 points or 57. That's just still on that level.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I averaged somewhere around 27, 30, something like that. Yeah.
30 points, 15 rebounds.
Yeah. It was 30. So yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. I did my research.
Hey.
So, how was it? Your time in high school was actually spent well, and you took advantage of your opportunities. Do you feel like you accomplished everything you wanted in high school?
No, I felt like I got robbed for Miss Kentucky, Miss Basketball Kentucky. They gave it to someone who won the championship, and stuff. But and I believe too, the state was probably mad because I didn't stay and go to the University of Kentucky or the University of Louisville. I wanted to leave and go somewhere else. So you know how politics plays a part.
Politics is always going to play a part in it. Yes.
Yeah, I believe if I would have went to Kentucky, I would have definitely been Miss Basketball, and stuff. But it's all good. Everyone knew what was the deal. Everyone knew who the best player was. So, and I always say, and as a motivational speaker, I always say that sports and athletics is more than just a game. The lessons that you learn on a daily basis out there on the court or in the game, whatever, you carry those lessons over in life so that was a lesson that I learned in high school, that life isn't going to always be fair, but you just have to make lemonade out of those lemons. You can't be salty and sour about it. Things are political and, so you just have to not, you can't really control what other people do. You just have to make the best out of it. So
That's right. Well, you're here in New York now, and you are Mrs. Basketball, all right? So, definitely. So, at high school, we're going to get out of this real quick. Who was the toughest competition you would say?
In high school, well, there was this team called Southern. It was Southern High School. The coach was really good. He always got good players. They always seemed to have a good team. So, and then some of the Catholic schools were always good as well. But, it was Butler High School was also good. So it was like three teams that would fluctuate, and kind of bounce around to be the best.
Look, Kim, all you gotta do is say, but I killed them all, man. I killed them all.
Yeah, I put it on them.
I like that talk. I like that talk. So, ASU's recruiting. Who else is some of the schools that are recruiting?
Actually, ASU did not recruit me, but I was getting letters from UCLA. I mean, back then, Tennessee, like again, because women's basketball wasn't big and we didn't know about it. As a matter of fact, the year I graduated, it was still AIAW. They hadn't gone to NCAA, so that means that they weren't flying kids out for visits, official visits. So if you were going to visit, I guess you had to pay for it yourself. But I was in Olympic, Tennessee every single day. Did not know the politics of it. It did not say if you go to Tennessee, you're going to probably play on an Olympic team. You're going to be in that echelon of basketball players. You know, you're going to be in the group. You know, and things like that. Certain schools you can go to. So I was like, Tennessee's too close. You know, and then I was like, then I was getting the school that was hot. It was Tennessee and also Old Dominion. And so,
Right.
you know, maybe it was another school that, you know, if I would have gone to as Olympic possibilities. But I got over like 200 different schools. I mean, from the top schools all across the nation, I pretty much had my pick. And, you know, my parents, you know, they knew that I didn't want to stay and go to the University of Louisville or the University of Kentucky. So they were like, well, look, you're going to have to hurry make your mind up because the phone just rang from like 7 a.m. to 11 at night, you know, and stuff just with coaches. And then I had to, you know, I had to make my decision if I was looking at schools out west or something like that based off of them sending brochures and sending, you know, and talking to the coaches, talking to some of the players on the team and things like that. And I really can't tell you what made me go to Arizona State. I did outside of, you know, the camp back then it was like 47,000 students. The campus was huge. The weather was, you know, warm. I thought the weather was warm, but it was hot. Shoot. But you know, but the facilities were great, and I was blessed and fortunate enough that my coach was her coach. Her name is Julie Brzezinski Simpson. She was co-captain with Pat Head Summit on the '76 Olympic team, which was the first Olympic team that they showed women's basketball.
Yeah.
So I got great training in her. I mean, it was probably just like, you know, what Pat Summit would have done. You know, it was the same type of coaching, you know, and things like that. So I learned quite a bit, you know, so it was cool. It turned out good.
I'm just still confused. How the hell you get to Arizona State? You got
Yeah.
all of these big schools looking at you, and you decide to go there. Was it a good fit for you?
It was. It was a good fit. You know, I mean, I had a great time while I was there. I was a theater major and I graduated. And again, like I said, just having my coach, it was tough. There's about 2 times I really wanted to pack my bags and go home, but you know, I couldn't pack my bags and go home because then my father would have been like, "I told you so." So I couldn't let him win. So
That's
so
real.
another lesson is sometimes you have to suck it up and
Yeah.
learn how to stay. Learn how if you committed to do something, you have to, you know, you have to push through and persevere. Like but now I realize, oh my God, how much more resilient I am. You know, sometimes you feel like you give your all, you have nothing left, but it's always more. And I mean, it's always more. We can always dig deeper. So although it was extremely tough, it was tough being away and so far away from home, you know, and things. I couldn't go home for Christmas and go home for, you know, spring break and all of that stuff. But you know, it was great. It prepped me for, you know, after graduation. So when I graduated, um, there was no professional basketball in America for women. So I left and I went abroad. I happened to have been one of the finalists for the Margaret Wade Trophy. Are you familiar with that?
No.
So the Margaret Wade Trophy is the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. So they pick the best player. So I was one of the 50 players. They picked one from back then. They picked one from each state, and I was one of the players for the finals. So they flew us actually here to New York. So I didn't win that, but you know, I was in the room and I got a chance also to meet an agent who was placing players overseas, and so that's how I started playing. He said, "Kim, do you want to continue playing?" And I was like, "Yes," and I knew I could go overseas and play because I had played on a USA team that went to China, to Taipei, and I met some Americans that were over there playing. So it was really cool. So yeah, I played my first 6 years in Spain. Y si yo hablo español también, si yo puedo hablar con vosotros en español, si quieres, no hay problema.
Talk that talk.
Anche giocato pallacanestro in Italia per 4 anni e mezzo, un anno a Bari, un altro anno a Avellino, e 2 anni e mezzo a Pavia. And I got a chance to play one season in Japan, learning a bunch of phrases like konnichiwa, gozaimasu, and things like that. And 1 year in France, in Aix-en-Provence, which is the south of France. So, I was one of those players that if I played in a country, I wanted to just become engulfed in their culture. I wanted to learn languages. I didn't want to sit around and not understand. I didn't want to just eat hamburgers and drink sodas and stuff. I wanted to just really experience the culture. And so it was probably one of the most amazing times of my life. And I still have friends to this day that come and visit me from Italy or from, Japan or from Spain, and things like that. So it is just really, really cool. And I got a chance to do a basketball clinic, to be a coach at a basketball clinic in China. And so they flew me and my daughter over. She got to participate in the clinic. It was a week-long clinic with, the
Wow.
Chinese kids and stuff. And so I want to expose her to those types of things too, because again, sports and athletics is one just a game that opens our minds up to understand the culture, that different cultures, diverse cultures other than our own. And it makes it just gives you a better view on life and how things are. So, so it's just been a great experience. Sports has just been awesome.
Salute, salute. That works because I always talk to young people about make sure you pick the school that fits their style. First, the education, right? And then you want to fit a program, get a program that kind of fits your style. Because a lot of players, like myself, who would choose schools, but not the right basketball program. Luckily for me, I stuck it out and I got my degree, so it worked in that way,
Well, we're
right?
going through that right now. Me and with my daughter, we're going through that whole recruiting process. She's getting letters. I mean, I know, like at least 80 letters now from different schools. Like Rutgers committed, St. John's committed to her. We're getting stuff from, and quite a few other schools, West Virginia. She's gotten letters from Ole Miss. Ole Miss. Let me see. She's got letters from Tennessee, Louisville. Um, Seton Hall. Like in Fordham, the schools around, Fairleigh Dickinson and
My school,
Maryland.
that's my school. Yes, Fairleigh Dickinson. Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yes.
So, yeah, Maryland, and and the whole thing with it is, when you play high school ball, you have to play within the system, and the coach has to use you in the way that's needed. So she's playing a lot of four in college and in high school right now, but she's a point guard because now she plays with Exeter. She's like the second shortest player on the team. She's 5'8", but the team is tall, and so so just learning how to have the ball in her hands, learning how to make decisions, but being comfortable, like breaking down a zone and knowing when to go, when not, and where the players are, locating the players, learning, the preferences of her players and stuff. So this has been a learning process, and hopefully, and then just her playing with players, practicing against players, and playing against teams and players with that caliber of players. It's just been great for her, and so we're looking forward to her taking it back to her high school and hopefully being more of a leader for her teammates and pushing herself and pushing everyone else to get to that next level because they should have a really good team this year. They will have a really good team, shall I say. So, got Bishop Loughlin, so.
I got my guy who's just on right now. Mike Larry, my man. Oh, I'm supposed to have him on. That's my guy, the announcer.
Oh,
He
yeah?
said, yes, he was calling the game at Rucker. And he said you gave him a very good compliment. I'm having him on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. What was the compliment?
He probably he'll put it up. He said
Okay.
thank you. He said
Uh,
thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Now I heard you talk about Tennessee.
Yeah.
Did you guys beat them when you was at Arizona?
We didn't play them.
Arizona
We didn't.
State. Oh,
Yeah,
y'all
we
didn't
didn't.
play them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
now
Diane. Wait. Hey, Diane, you got another a legend on there. You see Diane Dixon, Olympic gold.
Diane Dixon.
Yeah,
Yes.
you gotta
She's
have her
gonna
on.
be on my God's show tomorrow. My guy Pat Alphonse, who I was
Oh,
mentioning
see?
earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, salute. A true legend, true New York City legend.
She just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday!
Oh, Mike Larry said you appreciated the way he engaged the crowd.
Oh, thank you, because that is so important. Yeah, that is so important. It makes
Yeah.
everything cool. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So now, that turnaround jump shot that you used to shoot, it reminded me of when I used to watch Willis Reed play. It was the same stretch turnaround. That
I
was
know.
very hard to block, mind you. Okay?
Yeah.
Similar to your shot.
Yeah,
So, that,
and
one of the things
it
that
was my
stick
bread
out.
and butter. Yeah, it was my bread and butter. It was probably the most comfortable shot. And then when I got to college, of course, everything you do to the left, you have to learn how to do to the right. So my coach really pressed that. So it made it that much more, that much better being able to go over both shoulders because some players only like to turn one way, turn where their dominant hand could take the shot instead of turning into your dominant hand. But I like both ways, so it didn't matter, and I got pretty comfortable shooting right-handed as well. So
Well, listen, you're left-handed, so that means you use both sides of your brain. I like a lot of right-handed people.
yes,
You definitely got an up on them.
yeah.
Yeah. So now, I read that you had 44 points and 28 rebounds against Arizona.
Mhm.
How sick is that? That's
It's
good.
so funny. Yeah, because because I was struggling a little bit that game, and it was the last game of my college career because I don't think we didn't go to the playoffs that year, and so they were trying to have my coach wanted me to break my record. I think the previous record was maybe 42 points or 40, So, they was like, "Come on, you got to get it, come on." And I'm just like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Oh, shot out, shot." I was just like, "Geez." But it happened, so I was grateful.
Was it a hard 44 or a cool 44?
It was leading up to it. It was pretty cool. It was easy. But once I reached that 30 mark, then it started getting hard. It started getting laborious, and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, the 30 mark. He's like, okay, I got certain amount more to go. Wow.
yeah, that's how I
So,
was.
yeah, this next question is a James Major question. He's a Bishop Loughlin great and Seton Hall great.
Okay.
He said when he was in Seton Hall from, I guess, 85 to 89 or 88, whatever, he said they were getting $5 a day for meal money when they go away to visit, play their opponent. So if they go on a away trip and they're going to stay a weekend, they would get $5 a day.
Wow.
How much were you guys getting for meal money when you guys took a road trip?
They didn't give us meal money. They just took us out to eat. So they took us out 3 times a day. So we may have gone to, and we didn't go to like fast food spots. Our coach didn't play that. So we would go to places like sit down places. It could be a diner. It could be depending on where we were. Like we played in California a lot. So we would just go to like any of those chains. It could be Applebee's. And I'm just using it as an example because I don't think Applebee's was back then. It
No.
wasn't. But
Sizzlers.
Friendlies.
oh, Sizzler. Well, we didn't. I didn't even see that either. But Sizzler, and it could be whatever it was or wherever she found. But it was always places because they didn't play us eating junk food. Every now and then we were rushing, and it was after a game, and maybe we were trying to rush to the airport, or maybe we were trying to, do something, do whatever, or it was really late, and there was no place to really go and sit down and eat, and we might get some fast food. But for the most part, they just took us to eat 3 times a day.
Wow. What's up, Pat? My guy Pat is on the show as well.
Okay.
He's the host of a British podcast. We're going to have Diane on tomorrow. He just reminded me, and I said in the intro, that another female baller who I just recently interviewed, Laura Millie, she's from Christ the King. She also went to Arizona State.
Okay, Laura. Oh, really? What year, Laura? Yeah, I remember you said it.
think 89. Yeah, 89, 90, around that time.
That's the year I got inducted into the Hall of Fame there. 89. I remember coming back to that.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, it had to be 90 because she was New York State Miss Basketball. She won the Mr. Basketball Award in 89, the Gatorade. She was the first one, yes.
Wow.
Yes. So, I messed up on my intro because I said you went to the WNBA first, but you actually went overseas first.
Yeah. There was no basketball. Actually, I found out in my 12th year of playing in overseas, and I was playing in Italy at the time. That's when I found out that I was going to be drafted in the elite draft because they had sent Renee Brown, who represented the WNBA, they sent her abroad to visit all of the different countries with players like myself who have been over there for years playing, and some of the former Olympians, and all of them were playing over there as well. And so she was scouting the different players to see who would be drafted in the regular draft or who would be drafted in the elite draft. And so myself and my teammate were both, her name's Michelle Evers. She's actually an assistant coach at Rutgers University. She played under Vivian Stringer at Iowa. She and I, we had a really great game that game. And so we were both told that we were going to be drafted in the elite draft. So it was just super, and then I was like 35 at the time, so it was just really cool. Yeah.
How would life been if you would have got drafted when you first came out of college?
Oh, it would have been cool because, it would have been wonderful because I would have been at my prime, when I came out of college, you still, I was able to do it and still play at that level. But I mean, imagine if you got 21, 22-year-old legs versus 35-year-old legs, I mean, it's, it would have been so much better. And especially just for the opportunities it would have, provided and things like that. But it would have been tough because also, I probably still would have played overseas because we were making more money playing overseas versus playing in the WNBA. I mean, they just did a bump. I mean, they have a new collective bargaining agreement now that has afforded the women. I mean, the salaries have definitely bumped up a little bit, but still, in order, you can you can earn six figures, easily, or upper six figures depending on who you are, playing abroad. So you don't want to turn that money down while you're playing because the WNBA is only it's 3 months, so you get paid while you play and that's it, so
Wow.
yeah.
Crazy game. Pat said Jerry's in LA. What's Jerry's in LA? What is that, Pat? People leaving stuff. We gonna move past that. Now, Kim, I saved this question for later on. I usually asked it earlier.
Jerry's is like a food place, like a chain, like a food chain. Yeah, I remember Jerry's. Yes, exactly. I remember some Jerry's. Yep.
Yeah. So this question I usually ask in the beginning.
Hey,
right?
Diane. Yeah.
So, who ass did you bust when you came to the Liberty to let you know that you were one of the best players when you first entered the league?
Okay, so if you guys know, the New York Liberty and the Los Angeles Sparks was the first WNBA game. And we played it out at the Great Western Forum. So they flew us out there a week in advance because it was the first WNBA game. A lot of publicity had to happen, a lot of interviews, a lot of just history making. They had to lay so much groundwork for all of the history to be captured of that very first game. So, I mean, our schedules were literally like this. I mean, we had to do so much. And I was signed with Nike as well. So Nike wanted us shooting commercials. Nike wanted us, doing certain things out, so it was just crazy. But during all of that, we had to still practice and to prepare for the game. And I just noticed that, like my teammate, Rebecca, I just noticed that she was just a little Just I would say a little bit nervous. We were all nervous. We were all on an emotional roller coaster. Sometimes we'd be hyped, like, yeah, oh, can't wait. Then sometimes we'd be like, oh my God, this is gonna be thousands of people. Like, oh my God, like, I mean, so we were on emotional roller coasters. But and the media had hyped it up. Like Rebecca standing like this, and then Lisa Leslie, they both standing like this. Yeah, Lisa's going down. Lisa Leslie versus Rebecca Lobo, and stuff like that. And so I know that they had a little bit of beef, even on the Olympic team that they played on the Olympic team together, and stuff. And, like some people say that, maybe Lisa was a little jealous of all the hype that Rebecca was getting, and stuff. So,
I
but
heard that. I heard that.
yeah, maybe she wanted to be top dog, but I don't know. I just heard all of that. But regardless, I asked the coach, my coach, I said, Coach Darsh, it was Nancy Darsh, and I said, can I guard Lisa Leslie and then let Rebecca have somebody else? And then that way, she can get into her groove, offensively, just kind of settle into the game and let me defend instead of her having to worry about, trying to stop it. And she's like, nah, we're giving up it's too much size, giving up too much size. I was like, well, at least just let me try it. I said, and Rebecca's only a couple inches taller than me. I said, at least let me try it. Lisa did not score until I left the game. So, because it was just,
Wow. And this we talking about a person who scored 102 points in a game.
yeah. No, but she's a phenomenal player. I mean, but I just, like for me, I was just like, I was just like, I don't care who you are, you ain't going crazy on us. And I was taught how to play defense extremely well. As a matter of fact, when I was retiring, they had different players around the league. They videoed them doing, like kind of like an exit farewell, And well, Lisa, Kim Hampton is going to be retiring. What do you want to say? She's like, well. She's like, she was always so hard to score against. So I'm kind of glad to see her go. No, I was just kidding, so. But so I took pride in my defense, and so and then I played with Teresa Weatherspoon. She and Vicki Johnson also. They came from Louisiana Tech, and so they were taught how to play the game extremely well. So we took pride in our defense, not in our house, and I don't care who you are, it's not going to be easy, and things like that. So so I think in us collectively as a team kind of try to make that statement. And I think that's why still to today, like our fans still remember us, Sue Wicks, they remember us all, Sophia Witherspoon, and like I said, Vicki Johnson, Teresa Weatherspoon, just everyone, Sue Wicks, Trina Trice, everyone that played with us. We played together as a team and we took pride in our defense. So I think that's why to today, like we are still so remembered.
Yes, and we love you guys. And this is the reason why we embraced you when you came to New York, because you got that New York fire in you, right? And I'm not saying the rest of the country don't have it, but when you come here, you just gotta turn it up a little bit more than playing professional sports in New York City.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
No doubt,
Thank
no
you,
doubt.
Calvin.
So I heard you was talking about transitioning, right?
Yeah.
Transitioning from sports. Sunday, I had my guy Russ Williams. I think maybe last week I had Russ Williams, Manhattan College great, but he also is a transitional coach, and he helped college players, pros transition to life after sports.
Okay.
And that's a big thing we like to talk about on Basketball Heads, because a lot of our guys who play sports, and sometimes girls, have a hard time transitioning.
Right. Yeah.
How was the transitional process for you?
It was tough because I still wanted to play. My teammates talked me into coming back to play one more season, to give it one more try, because we had been to the finals twice and didn't win. And so they asked me to, I had just had a scope on my knee and surgery, and it went well. And I recovered I think in like 4 or 5 weeks, I was back. I was able to run, didn't have the pain that I had, So they're like, come on, Kim, just try it one more time. Let's go for it one more time. And I was like, okay. So, but the third day of training camp, I went into practice and my knee was swollen like a baby watermelon, And so, I sat out, and hoping to ice and do some stim and all types of treatment, and it didn't go down. So I had to have just kind of like an exploratory scope just to see what was going on with it. And so that's when they found out that, I had severely worn cartilage behind my kneecap. So, it was pretty much over at that stage. The doctor was like, I can have you back in like 6 weeks, but the same thing's going to happen because you don't have enough recuperation time. So it was very hard for me. That season had just started. It was training camp still. And so to have to sit through that season and watch it, and I'm coaching my teammates and talking to them, come on, and I'm trying to help Sue. Sue, you got to play her this way. I'm trying to give them tips and pointers, and stuff. And oh my gosh, it was tough. And I got an opportunity to do a little bit of color commentary, at some of the Liberty games, and I kept saying us. We just have to play defense. Like, Kim, you can't say us. You have to be in a neutral position, and I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, so that part was really hard because I think I didn't go out on my terms. And then as far as finding out what I wanted to do as well, I knew some of the things that I wanted to do, but, I always tell athletes in this day and time, as soon as you walk in the door, start building relationships, start setting things in motion for life after basketball. Because I think that was our greatest mistake. A lot of us that started the league, we started the league and we were rock stars, going in.
Yes.
But once all the dust kind of settled, we didn't do anything because we were still riding that rock star wave. So. Yeah, but now I understand who I am. I know I'm a motivational speaker. I've never wanted to coach, but I think I have a knack for looking at players and seeing players where they're doubting themselves or talking to players, giving them real talk. Like I had talked to some kids, about holding yourself accountable. You have to be better. You can't just step out there and expect, it to you and things like that. So I enjoy doing all of that, motivating and uplifting, and then the singing too. So that's a passion that was my first passion, to do that. So just trying to create opportunities to do it more and more, and to just so I just want to move forward in life and do the things that I love to do because I think that's so important. I think we all get caught up with just earning a paycheck and just trying to survive and stuff. But I think you'll really thrive in life a lot more when you stick to your passions. So those are the things that I'm looking to do.
Yeah, I preach that to my kids every day when I go to work. Just try to find your passion. Try to get into something before something gets into you.
Yeah.
And it's usually something negative. So now, does being a mom of a star basketball player helps the fact that you were the star basketball player?
Does it help who?
Excuse me?
Does it help who?
Does it help Ariella? Ariel, yes.
Ariel, she doesn't. I can't coach her, and she doesn't listen to me. I mean, she listens to me sometimes. I want to drop kick her quite a few times.
Listen, all of my sport parents, all of my parents who have kids that play and they play, they try to find an intermediate. Like my guy, LeBar Folk, he uses his younger brother to communicate with his son. Right.
Yeah.
And it kind of helps.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, like her high school coach has just been invaluable. I mean, he's been amazing, Coach Free. Finnegan Edwards, he coaches the Brooklyn Stars AAU team, and he's our high school coach. And I'm telling you, he has to calm me down all the time. Like, Kim, your expectations are high. You got to give her time. I'm telling you, at this stage of the game, other players weren't even this good at this stage of the game as her. Just relax. It's coming, and things. And I'm ready to walk. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm just done. I'm panicking and stuff, But I think what I have to realize is everyone has their own level of seriousness, but she does listen, and she's a fast learner. And I try to talk to her more than anything about the mental aspect. The two things that I probably harp to her most is do everything game speed. Like if you're in there practicing now, working out, shoot game speed. If you're making a drill and you're crossing over, go up and go into your shot game speed like someone's chasing you on defense. Because if you're practicing a little bit slower and it's just, you're just kind of going through the motions, then when you get in the game and someone's chasing you, then you have to go faster. That's not practice. So that's why you're not shooting consistently, because you don't practice at that speed. And then the other thing that I talked to her, about is just taking pride in your defense, playing both ends of the court, because anyone can be offense, but it's the player that separates themselves that can play both ends of the court. And defense is just effort. She's extremely quick. She's got long limbs. She can move. She's athletic, and she's a great anticipator. So she could be a lockdown defender if she wanted to be. So I talked to her about stuff like that, just being mentally tough, shaking off your mistakes. We're going to all make mistakes. Pros miss dunks, layups. Pros throw the ball out of bounds. Pros get their shot blocked, everything.
Yeah.
So who are you to think that you got to be perfect? You got to let it go and keep going strong. Don't do this when things don't go right. Yeah.
Hey, listen, she's gonna be okay. She's definitely gonna be okay. With you by her side and pushing her, she has a good coach. And I've heard, listen, I'm telling you, not to say this because I have you here. Everybody that I spoke to about this young girl, or who have told me about her, high praise. Everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And and it's good because, like I said, it takes a whole daggone village to raise,
Yes.
kids, and now, and then she's blessed again too now with this new team that she's playing on, to have a coach that believes, all of the coaches. I mean, Coach Thomas, Coach Ben. I mean, like all of the coaches on the bench. I mean, each and every one of them, they believe in her and her teammates. Caroline, Deshawn, who's going to be going to like I said, UConn, and Destiny, all of these girls, are just, come on, Ariel, they want to see her succeed, So I just feel blessed that she does have a good village around her of people that are for her, and things like that. So it's just really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
and in my village, and I gotta shout out the Rose Classic Village, KP, and just Anton, and stuff. Everybody's just been so just so wonderful, with us, and with the family, and supportive of who she is, who we are. So I've just been gratefully blessed.
Yes. Anton is another one of my guys. We all came out playing with each other, New York City basketball, definitely.
Yeah, Gavin actually got me set up in here. Yay!
Oh yeah. Listen, and Gavin's my guy too. Both of my guys. Trust me, we all know each other.
Yeah.
Now, 3 people. Who is the best high school player you played against? Best college player you played against? And the best WNBA player you played against?
Well, you know what? For me, it's always been hard to say who the best was, because there were different players are different. You take LeBron James versus Michael Jordan, for example.
Different ever. I don't even put that. We separate that.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you is, but if you had guards, if both of them showed up at practice, and both of them play the same position, and let's throw Kobe up in that mix. There are 3 different players. There are 3 different players that are playing roughly the same position, but they're so different. You know what I'm saying? So how do you say what's the best? The best might be if one, if you didn't have like a feeling about one, like that you liked one more, or something. Like I knew all 3 of them. I've got a chance to meet all 3 of them. I mean, stuff like that. But, it's just difficult for me to say. In high school, I would probably, that I played against, I can't even remember. Like, I can't even remember. I can't even
You were
remember.
giving everybody 30 and 15. What would you remember?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I think I pretty much had my way in high school. See, it was if I got slowed down, it was because it was a collective team effort. It was always help side. If I got the ball, I got double teamed or maybe even triple teamed, and things like that. So, but I can't say it was just like one person that was just kind of like, oh my God, So,
Okay.
My high school, yeah. But in college, It was like Cheryl Miller, the McGee twins. They were tough because they were in our conference.
Y'all all came out at the same time. Wow,
Yeah,
that's right.
Cynthia Cooper played with them. Like they just had a fire squad. And then you had
Oh,
Long Beach State, Cynthia Cooper. Yeah, she was at the Cheryl
he
Miller,
was on
Cynthia Cooper,
UNC?
Cheryl Miller, Cynthia Cooper, Rhonda Wyndham out of New York here, and the McGee twins. Yeah, I mean it was ridiculous.
Woo, I didn't even know that.
Yep. You got to watch that. You got the Women of Troy, and as a matter, it's a documentary about that USC team that won the championships and stuff.
I'm
You'll
going
see
to
a
do that.
you'll see a couple clips of me in there too. They had some clips of them playing us. Yeah. So.
Got you, got you. Wow. And you already told me the WNBA player that you caught, so we don't need to go there.
Oh no, well, she was definitely one of them because she, like I said, she's, Lisa Leslie was so, she's tall, she has handles, she shoots inside out, she's quick, she was definitely athletic. So she was definitely one. But Natalie Williams, who played for Utah, she
Yes.
was also an Olympian, volleyball player. She played on the Olympic team in volleyball. So
Wow.
she had hops, but she was strong. I mean, she was like a Charles Barkley type of player. She was getting everything coming off the boards. I mean, you had to literally focus on her to keep her off those boards. But so she was always tough to play against because, like I said, she was just tough to contain. And then I mean, it was when you play on a pro level, somebody's gonna give you some stuff every night.
Yeah.
It's you. I tell everyone when you play on that professional level, on any given night, the worst place team can beat the first place team. So it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Definitely,
Hi,
definitely.
April.
How we doing back there, Mal? It's like a couple more
Hi,
minutes.
Diane. Hi, Mighty Bear.
My guy's enjoying a picture of you right now.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And he just finally moved there. Wow, cool.
So, he hates me disturbing him, but he got a nice picture for you in the
Yeah,
background.
it's gonna be
I'm gonna
awesome.
show you that. Yes,
Cool.
yeah, definitely. So, this is a part of the show where we ask our guests to nominate someone to be on the show. If you don't have it right off the top of your head, you can always get back to me.
Well, wait. Okay, like I told you, you got that. Oh, so Diane, she's listening. She would be good to be on your show because she's a homegrown New Yorker, that just tore it up and went straight to the top, ran with FloJo, and those guys won an Olympic gold medal with them. And I think she's gold, silver, and a bronze medalist. So she's been in it. And then
A
someone else.
ball player.
Basketball
And this
player.
is basketball head, yes. Even
Yes.
though we love Diane.
Okay, well, I can definitely reach out to Teresa Weatherspoon, and then
Right.
I'm also in touch with like Sonia Chase, and there's Michelle Reed. I mean, there's quite a few players that I can definitely reach out to. Adrian Goodson, and I mean, there's quite a few players. You have to let
Definitely.
me.
I want to do that. I'm definitely looking for.
Diane said that's not fair.
I know, but this is why my boy Pat got the Bridge podcast, right? And we all
Yeah.
down with each other. That's my peoples,
Okay. All right.
right? Now
All
I'm
right.
chasing down. I'm trying to look for Shamika Holslaw,
Yeah.
and I already spoke to Tiffany Prince. She said she's gonna holler at me after she gets some time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
should be. Yeah, I would just let me see. I don't know if I can contact her.
And
Yeah,
look, we'll be around. So listen, reach out to your people, let them know what we're doing, and we want to make sure that gets done.
all right, cool. All
Diane,
right.
I will be watching tomorrow. Those are my people. I watch them every Tuesday, and I'll be on that show soon.
Hey.
Yes.
All right,
So
Diane.
I'm gonna give you a sneak peek right now. All
All
right.
right, Marcus Click. Yeah. Hey, y'all. Good. Oh, my daughter. Girl, she doesn't even talk enough. I mean, she might. I have to threaten her.
You see it?
Oh, wow. That is nice. You guys like it? Wow. And he's serving that up as we speak.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
That's fast. That's some fast artwork. Thank you. That is awesome.
My guy, Jamel Powell.
Hi, Jamel.
He's a former bowler, played for Andrew Jackson High School, and he's an art teacher as well.
Oh, that's nice.
And he's a basketball coach. We all coaches in here as well.
What's up, Irvin? Hey, Bella. What's up, girl?
So I want to make sure I get you this picture. We'll communicate after this and make sure you get right.
Sounds good.
I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for coming to New York and giving us the pleasure to watch you play. You are definitely my favorite player on in the WNBA and New York Liberty. I'm just speaking fact.
Thank you. I appreciate
Big
that.
fan of Kim Hampton. Yes, yes. And I want to know. I at least want to be in on when T sounds 11-10, when Ariel sounds 11-10. She can come on and announce it in basketball heads. It's okay.
Ooh, okay, okay. Well, we'll see.
Well, I'm here. And even if I'm the second one, you know, but I definitely want to be in the mix now. For sure.
All right, cool.
All right.
That's all. All right, cool. All right, thank you for having me on, and thank you everybody for logging on. You guys appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Take care.
Okay,
All
bye-bye.
right.
Bye-bye.
Kim Hampton.